Hi everyone, my name is ABT Business Tutor. Welcome to Business IGC Past Paper, Paper 2, May-June 2024. The first question, TUI is a holiday business that has over 100 years of experience. The first customer has a variety of holidays, including staying in hotels and rivers, river and ocean-going cruises. There are many extras that it offers to holiday makers, including a car hire, extensions to the holiday and arranging day trips at all its holiday destinations. The business is well known and flies its customers to over 180 destinations around the world, including Greece, Turkey, and Spain. It has 1,600 travel agencies and 27 million customers. Holiday can be booked by visiting a travel agency or online. TUI has holiday to meet the needs of all its customers, families, children, couples, and those with disabilities. Which one of the following, the first question, which one of the following is a non-financial objective? When I talk about non-financial objectives, these are objectives that are non-monetary. Generating wealth is financial because it's about money. Personal satisfaction, that is non-financial. Maximizing profit is financial because it involves money. Regular income also is financial, it involves money. So the only non-financial here is personal satisfaction, which is non-financial objective. So question B, question Roman figure 2. Which one of the following would be a benefit to a business delaying paying its suppliers? When a business is delaying paying its suppliers, it might improve the cash flow of the business. So the answer is A, but let's look at other options. It increases the profit. No, it doesn't have anything impact on profit. A reduction in the amount of interest paid does not reduce the amount of interest that has to be paid, because it might even increase the amount of interest that has to be paid. Improved relationship with suppliers. It will never improve relationship with suppliers. It will rather destroy the relationship between suppliers and the business, because the supplier would never want to trust the business anymore. So the only answer here is A. So question Roman figure 2 is A. Roman figure 3. Jewelry for you is a jewelry business making earrings and necklaces from stones, pebbles found on local beaches. It makes 240 items a month. Price per item is 27 euros. Variable cost per item is 12 euros. Fixed cost per month is 600 euros. Which one of the following will be the total monthly cost for jewelry for you? So the total cost is always fixed cost plus variable cost. So how do we get our variable cost here? Variable cost will be variable cost per item multiplied by the total item produced. That's 27, that's 240 multiplied by 12 per each item, and that gives us 2,880 plus the fixed cost, which is 600. So we have 600 plus 2,880, and that gives us 3,480. So the answer is B for question Roman figure 3. Roman figure 4. Which one of the following is a reason why a business would produce a cash? Which one of the following is a reason why a business would produce a cash flow forecast? A business might produce a cash flow forecast if it has it's a legal requirement that the business has a cash flow forecast. No, it's not a legal requirement. A cash flow forecast ensures that the business will be successful. A cash flow forecast does not ascertain the success of a business. It's not B. It can help a bank decide whether it should lend money to a business. Yes, the answer is that, because a cash flow could be part of what could convince the business to give out a loan to a business, what could convince the bank to give out a loan to the business. So the answer is C. But let's look at D. To show the profit and loss of the business in the past 6 months. Now, cash flow shows the in and outflow of cash. So it doesn't show profit. So the answer is C. Roman figure 5. Roman figure 5. A 7-day holiday in Thailand in October 2023 costs £998. The exchange rate is £1 to 40.91 Thai baht, THB. Which one of the following was the cost of the holiday in Thai baht? Select one answer. So to get the cost of holiday in Thai baht, it has to be 998, which is the cost in pounds, multiplied by the cost of £1, which is 40.91. So 40.91 multiplied by 998 will give us 40,828.18 THB. So the answer is C. Roman figure 6. Which one of the following is the reason why a sole trader would want to become a private limited company? Who is a sole trader? A sole trader is an individual who owns and control a business, and it has unlimited liability. So one of the reasons why a sole trader might want to become a private limited company is one, business can keep financial records confidential. Keeping financial record confidential, for a private limited company, the account should be publicized, so it cannot. A sole trader can keep its account confidential, but a private limited company cannot. The business will have unlimited liability. Yeah, a sole trader has unlimited liability, but a private limited company has limited liability, so it's not big. The shareholders are liable for all debts. All shareholders are not liable for all debts. The business is separated from the owner of the business. So shareholders have the only thing the shareholders could lose when it comes to liability is the amount of money invested into the business. Besides that, there's always a business entity, so it's not safe. Increased ability to raise finance, yes. A sole trader might choose to become a private limited company because with a private limited company, it has the ability to raise more finance because a lot more people will be able to join through friends and family. So the answer is D for question 1, Roman figure 6. That takes us to question B, 1B. Define the term franchise. I wrote franchise is a situation whereby a business allows another business to trade on its name. So that means we have the franchisee and the franchisor. So the franchisee is a business that is buying the franchise from the franchisor. The franchisor is the owner of the brand. So that makes a franchise. Question C. Define the term profit. When we talk about profit is total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue minus total cost. Or profit can be defined as the difference between the total revenue and the total cost. TR minus TC. You're still going to get your mark. Roman figure, question D. Question 1D. Decide. State one reason why TUI pays employees above the minimum wage. When we talk about minimum wage is the legal amount that a TUI might be able to pay its lowest ranked officer. And one of the reasons why TUI might have to pay minimum wage above its employees above the minimum wage is to allow employees to feel more valued. And if they feel more valued, it increases their motivation. And if it increases their motivation, it will also increase their productivity. And at the end of it all, if productivity is increasing, it becomes beneficial to TUI too. So that's the answer for that. Go to question E. It said TUI is charging an adult £725.92 for a week in Cyprus. If booked online, there is a discount of 12.5%. Calculate the total price of our holiday for 2 adults with 12.5% promotional discount for booking online. You're advised to show your working. So the working is going to be 7.725.92 multiplied by 2 because we're talking about 2 adults. So that gives us 1451.84. So we can do that here. I think we can do it here. Let's see, hopefully. So we have 7.25 multiplied by 7.25. Sorry. Clean this. Sorry. Let's see, where's this? So we have 725.92 multiplied by 2. That gives us 1451.84. Then, so 1451.84 multiplied by 12.5%, which is 0.125. So that gives us 1451.84. So that gives us 181.48. So we take this away from the total cost, which is 1451.84 minus 181.48. That gives us the value, which is 1270.36. So that's the answer. So first, you multiply for each adult, which is 725.92 multiplied by 2. That gives us 1451.84. Then 1451.84 multiplied by the percentage, which is 12.5%. So 12.5% is the same as 0.125. Then you multiply it with the total for the two adults. Then the figure is what you take away as discount. And that answer gives us 127.036. Thank you. So go to the next question. So go to the next one. So go to the next one. Question F. As one of the factors in Herzberg motivational theory. For Herzberg motivational theory, we have the hygiene factor and the motivator. So for the hygiene factor, we could talk about payment or remuneration. So if employees are paid what they deserve, that is likely to increase their motivation. That is hygiene and hygiene factor. Then for motivator, opportunity for achievement is one of the motivator. And if employees might be motivated if they understand that they can grow and develop, because that brings about opportunity for achievement. So that is Herzberg motivational theory. Herzberg has the motivators and the hygiene. Go to question G. Question G. It said, analyze the benefits for TUI from including health and safety training for its employees in their induction training. First, what is an induction? An induction is a training which is used to introduce new employed workers to the work practices. That is what induction is. You use it to introduce workers, newly employed workers, to the work and the practices of the organization. Well, with health and safety training, which included, with health and safety training included for TUI employees, this means employees at TUI will be aware of any dangers at TUI, which should ensure that this will be able to reduce the extent to which they will get themselves exposed to dangers by ensuring that all computer wires in the agencies are probably fastened to floor and walls, as to no one can trip over them. It may also allow employees to know what has to be done during the emergency. So this might allow them to make quicker decisions. So with health and safety, another point about health and safety is that TUI might introduce health and safety because it is part of legislation, and legislation needs compliance. If TUI doesn't comply, it might be penalized or punished through fines. So these are the reasons why TUI might include health and safety training for its employees in the induction training. So go to question 2. Question 2. TUI has employees throughout the world. Some are employed to greet customers arriving at their holiday destination by air, rail, or road. Others sell trips and excursions to customers once they reach their holiday destination. TUI prides itself on looking after all its employees and making sure that their needs are met. Question 2A. State one possible reason why TUI would want to keep its customer loyal. Customer loyalty simply means customer returning. So TUI might want to keep its customer loyal as it allows its customers to come over again and again. This will increase its revenue, and it also means that it doesn't lose its customer to competitors. By having customer loyalty, it simply means TUI will not be losing its customers to the competitors. So go to 2B. State one reason why TUI would employ casual employees. Casual employees are flexible workers. So TUI might employ casual employees So TUI might employ casual workers to meet up with emergencies as increasing demand to meet up emergencies, as increasing demand to meet up emergency during increase in demand. As sometimes workers might be absent, and this can be used during busy time when there are many people taking holidays. So casual employees allow TUI to meet up with increasing demand, maybe during holiday, or maybe there are some workers that are absent, so that the casual workers will be able to cover up for them, so that customers will not be customers will not be kept waiting. So go to question C. There's no one reason why business employ people with disabilities. So business may employ people with disabilities as it is a part of government legislation that people with ability or disability should be given equal opportunity in as much as the job offer is within their capacity. So it's good. One of the reasons might be because it is every employee should have equal opportunity in as much as they have the qualification and they are fit to do the job. So that's question C. We go to D. There's no one benefit to a business of having a short chain of command. When you have a short chain of command, it means we have a wider span of control. So one of the reasons why we could have a short chain of command is that it allows communication to be faster, which simply means decision making will be prompt and may lead to better services for TUI. Question E. Explain one important piece of information that should be included in a job advertisement in a newspaper. When I talk about job advertisement, it simply means there's a vacant position which a company such as TUI would want it to be filled by potential employees. So one of the items that could be part of the advertisement in the newspaper is the telephone number of TUI, as this allows potential job seekers to be able to reach their potential employers. And this may allow the vacant position to be filled without much delay. So that is question E. Go to question F. The travel market that TUI operates in is very competitive with many different businesses offering the same holidays at the same venues. When TUI introduces a new holiday or experience, it has to consider the pricing strategy it will use for its new holiday destinations. In Sri Lanka, it is considering two options. The first one is competition pricing, and the second one is promotional pricing. So first, we talk about competition pricing. When we talk about competition pricing, it simply means TUI is charging almost the same price as its competitors, or below its, or slightly below its competitors' price. So if TUI uses competition pricing, it may be able to sell. It may be able to gain more sales as customers want to book as the price is comparable to other holiday. This may allow customers more choices as prices are similar. However, it may not be able to cover its costs. As a result, it may have a lower profit.
Hi guys, like and subscribe to Adebayo. My name is Yasmin. I'm the smartest person in your class, you know?
Okay.
You know it's true, no?
All right then.
Okay, so everyone should subscribe, and he's a very good teacher, and we're gonna miss him so much because we're gonna graduate.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. All right, we'll continue with competition pricing. So for competition pricing, like I said, the problem about competition pricing is that TUI might not be able to make profit because its competitors might be able to reduce its cost, their own cost, more than TUI. And if TUI is charging the same price as them, it might not be making much profit. Now for promotional pricing. For promotional pricing, it's a pricing strategy which draws customers' attention to a product. So with promotional pricing, more customers may be gained by TUI. This will in turn increase the market share of TUI. However, promotional pricing may not be sustainable as TUI may only do it for a short period of time and customers may get used to such price. And if customers get used to such price, if TUI suddenly increase the price, it might not be able to sell as it used to sell. So we'll go to question 3. So TUI wants to maintain its reputation by continuing to provide quality holidays and experiences that customers will enjoy. This will encourage them to return to book future holidays with TUI. Define the term multinationals. Multinationals are businesses that operate in more than one country. They are businesses that operate in more than one country. So they have their head office situated in one country, and they have different branches or facility in other countries. That makes them multinationals. Question B, 3B. Outline one reason why TUI offers employees working in its travel agencies as a commission, travel agencies a commission based on the numbers of holidays they sell. Commission is a financial incentive which allows employees to receive certain percentage of their product, of the product they sell. So by offering commission based on the number of holidays they sell, this will allow employees of TUI to work harder to sell TUI cruises and extensions to holidays, as they may be able to gain more income. So the reason for a commission would be an incentive or motivation for employees to want to sell more because it increases their level of income too. So we go on to question C. It said, show the current asset and current liability. Shows the current asset. Figure 1 shows the current assets and current liabilities for TUI in 2022. Current asset is 7,758,152. Current liabilities is 5,654,468. Calculate it to 2 decimal place, the current ratio for TUI for 2022. Current ratio is current assets divided by current liability. Current assets divided by current liability. Current assets divided by current liability. Current ratio is equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. So here we have 7,752,000. So here we have So here we have 7,758,152 divided by 5,654,468. So the answer is 1.37. So our answer here is 1.37. So go to question D. Analyze the effect on TUI customers of an increase in interest rate. When we talk about interest rate is the price of money. That means the price of saving or the price of borrowing money. So an increase in interest rate will increase the cost of borrowing, which means customers will have to spend less on holiday. As a result, there may be a reduction in customers booking holidays. This may in turn reduce the revenue made by TUI. We go to question 3E. TUI constantly checks for customers' feedback and comment on its holidays, including hotel stays and cruises. It is considering the following 2 options to gain the most up-to-date views. Using the internet, asking customers to complete a questionnaire. Justify which one of these 2 options TUI should use. First, we're going to start with the internet. The internet may allow TUI to view customers' comments regarding their services while it's on holiday in Greece, because they can go to Greece. This also brings about reduced time in research. As a result, more cost-effective. However, TUI may need to spend more time looking at information which is out of date, or probably information that does not even concern TUI. That's a setback about using the internet. The second option is asking customers to complete a questionnaire. By asking customers to complete a questionnaire, so this allows customers to write down their experience while taking part in the trip to Rome, as this will allow detailed information of their trips and possible improvements. However, some customers may feel reluctant to give their view about the questionnaire, or probably they might give false claim about, or they might give wrong information, or they might even be, They might take it, they might see the questionnaire as a waste of time for them. As a result, they ignore it. Go to question 4. Shows the total cost to TUI of employees' salary. Total cost of employees are for 2021 is 39. The table shows the employee cost for 2021 and 2022. We're trying to calculate to 2 decimal places the percentage increase in the total cost of employees from 2021 to 2022. So the percentage change will be the new cost of employee minus the old cost of employee divided by the old cost of employee multiplied by 100. So it's going to be, so we're going to have 57,498 minus 39,631 over 39,631 multiplied by 100. And that gives us 45.08 in percentage. So that is the answer for that, for question 4A. Thank you. So go to question 4B. Analyze how TUI could make use of boosting matrix to review all the different types of holidays it offers. We talk about boosting matrix. It includes the cash cow, the star, the question mark, and the dog. So by using the boosting matrix, TUI may use the cash cow. And for cash cow, that means it has large market share in a large market share in a market that doesn't have a potential to grow. So by using the boosting matrix, TUI may use the cash cow such as the 14-day cruise experience on their books because it generates a steady flow of income for the business. This may allow TUI to increase its revenue for expansion because the cash cow. So that takes us to question C. It said, evaluate the benefits for TUI of providing a quality service. You should use the information provided as well as your knowledge of business. First, what is quality? Quality implies to meeting customers' expectation. So by providing quality services for the customer, for customers who book holidays, such as standard hotel and good services, this will enable TUI to keep its customers as they will be satisfied. This allows TUI customers to also refer TUI to friends and family who may patronize TUI, and that would also increase TUI's revenue. However, ensuring that all the needs of customers are satisfied may be expensive as it may involve TUI employing more employees, and this is likely to reduce TUI's profits. And that ends paper 2 of May-June 2024 business. Thank you, and watch out for the next video.